Hi everybody, it's Kurt here from Day of Devotion. A person on Instagram challenged me with this statement: Christianity was invented by the Romans to stop Messianic Judaism. It is and always was a lie. And then he further said the Gospels were written by the Romans and Paul was an undercover intelligence agent who was trying to pacify the Jews in the Roman Empire. It was an invention of the Flavian dynasty. Okay. He challenged me, and so I decided I would go ahead and look into it. And the primary source material for this theory is a book called Creating Christ. It's by a lawyer named James Valliant and a novelist named C.W. Fahey. Valliant, like I said, is a lawyer. He's a prosecutor. He's authored another book about Ayn Rand's critics, it seems. I admit I haven't looked into that book at all. Fahey seems to have no other credits to his or her name, so I don't really know who that person is. Lots of other people reference this book, but there was an earlier work by Thijs Bolschulen, I believe that's the correct pronunciation, and Rosemary Sheldon called Operation Messiah, St. Paul, Roman Intelligence, and the Birth of Christianity. This book came out in 2002. It appears to be Bolschulen's only work. I don't really find anything about him, but Sheldon seems to have some credibility as a writer about espionage in ancient times. She worked for the VMI, Virginia Military Institute, and she seems to have some credibility. So, okay. Let's go back to Creating Christ for a second. The poster suggested that Robert Atwell's book that I should look into. Robert Atwell, he's a British Anglican bishop. He's a writer. He's a Benedictine monk, or used to be. And his bibliography has a bunch of books of devotional materials, but nothing on the topic I could find. I did find an author called Joseph Atwill, Atwill, who seems to be who the poster was talking about. He wrote a book called Caesar's Messiah, The Roman Conspiracy to Invent Jesus. He wrote a book called Shakespeare's Secret Messiah. Atwill is a businessman who came back to work on this after his business career. And good. It's good stuff, right? I mean, that's fine. So I've been challenged to read and respond to all of this, and my basic answer is I'm probably not going to do that. There's a 1 hour and 49-minute video available to purchase on Prime about it as well. I don't think I'm going to really watch that as well. So the question is why? First, I'll say this. It's easy enough to create and market conspiracy theories. People do it all the time, from 9/11 to Kennedy's assassination, to popes controlling the world, to Mary and Jesus hooking up. These things are exciting, intriguing, all those things, but they generally don't interest me. If you want to see what I think of the Bible and what I think of its credibility, I recorded 82 videos about it. You can find that on my YouTube. In a playlist. The link's in my profile. It's on this platform that we're listening to right now as well, unless it's on Threads, which I just started on that. But it's harder to find on on Insta or TikTok or wherever. So you know what I mean. Go to the YouTube. You'll see a playlist about it, and you'll be able to see what I think of the Bible. So no, I'm not going any deeper on this. I'm not going to read those books. I don't see any reason to do that. One of the theologians I really like. I've watched a couple of his classes. There's a great station streamer that you can get called Wonderium, and it has all these like classes on there. And this guy has classes on there on the Bible. His name is Bart Ehrman. He's from North Carolina, and and I disagree with him a lot. He kind of dismisses a lot of the supernatural things that happen in the Bible. Jesus walked on water. I think he thinks Jesus had some rocks out there or something. I don't know. He just thinks people imagined that happened. So I don't always agree with him, but he said this about this book and this whole theory. He said, I know sophomores in college who could rip this to shreds. And speaking specifically about Atwell, he said he had no training in any relevant field. I feel like that's true of both Atwell and also Valliant. Can't speak to those other authors. The only one that Rosemary Sheldon seemed to have some training in that field of espionage. Dr. Ehrman, this might be a rarity, but I agree with you on this. To the poster, thanks for visiting, for your passion about this. I recognize passion. If you're disappointed with me for not researching this, I can only suggest that you find another outlet. This is going to be my last mention of this topic, and on my videos, yours as well. You're welcome and even encouraged to create your own videos and help us by explaining it in detail. You create them, I promise I'll subscribe. It's a conspiracy theory, so I suspect it will garner views, and I hope that works out for you. But we're done with it on Day of Devotion after this video. Thanks for watching. I'm sorry I'm not going to go into this big conspiracy theory, but God bless you, and come back and do some more Bible stuff with me, and I will talk to you later on Day of Devotion.